Hello folks and welcome to Gary Goes. No, my name is still not Gary. So welcome to part 2 of my Scotland trip. I hope you're all subscribed and enjoying every single episode. This is the ferry back from Mull, just about halfway. It's about an hour long ferry that's passing Lismore Island there with the lighthouse, with mainland Scotland and the Highlands there, and then looking back over Mull, where I've just been, with the mountains that are in kind of the middle of the island. There's 2 ferries, or certainly there is in the summer. There's the one I got there, which you just drive your car on, park up, and you just stay in the car and can't see anything. And this one, which is by far the better if you get the choice. We're obviously on a decent daylight today. You can get out and enjoy the trip. Mull isn't that far from the mainland, but yeah, the sea's as calm as that is. It's a lovely trip. And then this is coming into Oban, that island really, really close to the mainland. I think it's Carrera, if I'm pronouncing that right. And it's only you can get a ferry there, but I think it's only about literally like 5 minutes. But that's on my list to do. I think it's quite a nice little walk around that island. Looking back, still over Mull, as you can see, not that far from Oban either. I have no idea what that island's called, if it even has a name. Carrera looks lovely. You can see the little marina there. I think there's probably a couple of pubs and things. Nice little monument up on the hill. But yeah, it's a really nice ferry trip. It's much better if you can sit out on deck. I haven't checked the names of the 2 different ferries, but I'm sure you could do a quick Google and find out which one's which. Obviously it works with the times and stuff, but at least give yourself one of the ferries to get out on top and have a wander around. Actually, the cafes and stuff were open, which was quite surprising due to all the COVID stuff, but that was nice. Managed to get a brew. And then coming over to the other side, as you can see, not many people on deck, but this is Oban. Quite a pretty little town, kind of the gateway to the islands. There is a tiny little airport, which spoilers, you will get to see later on, and the ferry port. So the ferries go to several of the islands from here. They do go to Barra, I think, although that's a 5 or 6 hour ferry ride. It goes to like 3 or 4 different islands from Oban. And Oban's quite pretty. I mean, it's quite a touristy place. I think it's kind of billed as like the let's say Torquay. It's the Torquay / Dover of Scotland's western coast. I'm going to say that because there's a few sort of hotels and bars and different things you can do there. Some sort of semi-tourist attractions, obviously boat trips, and the ferry port. But it's quite a decent place. And so this is still Oban. So this is like on the back streets. You walk up the hill, and you see one of the ferries coming. I think that's the one that the one that goes to Mull that you just drive on, I think. Down there with those red roofs, that's like a kind of restaurant-y area, which I'll take a little wander down in a bit. The chimney is the Tobermory, it's the Oban distillery. Again, not a fan of whiskey, I'm afraid to say. Kind of wish I was on this trip, but no, so I didn't pay a trip to there. So this is just a little bit further up the hill, similar view, great view out over the town. But this is McCaig's Tower, which, a little bit of history for you, was built in 1897 by a local banker who was called John Stuart McCaig. And the reason that he wanted to build it was to give the local workers, the stonemasons and the workmen, work to complete over winter. So it took, I think, 2 or 3 years to complete, but was only being built during the winter months. But obviously it's a bit of a tourist attraction as well, because could be seen as kind of a Victorian folly, but worth a look. And just a little stroll through the town, really. So I'd say it's not a bad place. A little bit touristy. I just think because it's so close to Mull, I kind of sat there and thought, this place is all right. But then you can see Mull in the distance. You just think, I'd just rather be there. But compared to Mull, it's like you know, it's a proper, it's not, but it feels like a metropolis. You know, they've got a Boots, for example. Yeah, so obviously a little bit more going on, but still a pleasant place. So yeah, just taking a little wander down the road. So this is North Pier up here with these red roof buildings that I mentioned earlier. There's a couple of sort of decent restaurants. Didn't go to either of them. I'm almost ashamed to say on this day I ate at Wetherspoons. I know, I do like to get out and kind of sample the, you know, some of the local food and the restaurants and things like that, but you know, I am on my own. I am still on a little bit of a budget, so you know, I can't be eating langoustines at top end seafood restaurants every night, so I like to mix it up. And you know what, you know, I'm not a Wetherspoons defendant here, but yeah, their food's always decent, isn't it? You can't knock a particular breakfast. So anyway, that's on the other side, but these restaurants look decent, and if I wasn't here on my own, I would potentially have booked a table. So just checked into the Locknell Arms Hotel in North Connell. So obviously it's time for a little room tour, and this seems all right. Pretty standard hotel room really. It was 160 quid for 2 nights. The same price as the one in Tobermory, obviously a lot bigger. We've got some actual ceilings this time, but it's fine. Yeah, got a little wardrobe. Bed looks decent, not a single this time, so I can stretch out. I am on my own, sadly, but you know, such is life. Your standard tea and coffee making facilities. Oh, we do get a biscuit. What have we got? Ginger nuts, okay, solid choice. Not the best, but not the worst. And we do have quite a good view actually. It's just started drizzling, which is a shame because it's been sunny all morning, and I'm going to go for a wander over the bridge. I'm not sure if you can see the bridge. Can you? No, just kind of through those trees, but probably go for a wander in a bit. Just checked in. You've got your TV, which again probably won't be switched on. Nice little chair. Yeah, it's a little bit tired and shabby in places like that. It's not dirt. I think it's just needs a touch up of paint, but yeah, it's all right. And the bathroom's actually surprisingly decent. Looks like this has probably been more recently renovated. It's a nice shower, nice spacious toilet, and probably an even better view out of the toilet window. Look at that. Can't quite see it if I'm sat on the lap, but you know, you take what you can get. Some nice little toiletries and stuff. Yeah, really impressed with this bathroom. And like I said, the room's fine. I've slept in better, I've slept in worse, that's for sure. So there we go, the Locknell Arms Hotel. This is in North Connell. That is Connell over the, I assume that's the loch or the estuary anyway. Yeah, here for a couple of nights, so there we go. So this is the Connel Bridge that you can almost just about but not quite see from the hotel room. Yeah, it looks kind of like a little mini Forth bridge. I don't think it was designed or created, architected, whatever, built by the same company that did the Forth bridge. But yeah, I think it was around the end of the 19th century, so similar time, probably similar construction methods. Anyway, it's quite pretty, and it bridges North and South Connell. And behind me are the Falls of Laura, which I mistakenly thought was a waterfall, but no, it's that. The Falls of Laura. So they weren't falling so much earlier, so I guess it must be linked to the tides, probably. I don't know, in case you hadn't guessed, I'm no expert. But yeah, it looks quite impressive. I'll show you a bit closer up. This bridge is pretty cool as well. Anyway, I'll stop now because cars are coming past. to Barra on this trip, I would say that this wins the award for the most bizarre airport. Apparently this is an airport, it's not just an airstrip. This is Oban Airport. I don't think they have any scheduled large jets. I think it's kind of, yeah, it's like small chartered planes out to the islands. As far as I know, I mean, I've seen a couple of fairly small planes come and go, probably smaller than the ones I went to Barra on, but it's quite an impressive location. We're not in Oban, we are in Connel, so it's about 5 miles out. And as well as the airport, there is a football pitch, which is also quite a pretty cool location. And there was a rugby pitch, rugby field, again, not an expert on these things. Again, as you could probably guess, in Mull, Craignia, which was probably more impressive than this, had a massive mountain behind it, but as locations for playing a weekly match go, again, I would say this pretty much tops it. I'll let you know if I see any planes taking off, but so far it's all pretty quiet. I imagine they probably knock off pretty early. Anyway, there we go, Oban Airport. Just had to share this absolutely fantastic sunset with you. Not sure how well it comes out on the camera screen, but seriously gorgeous. Just going down over the sound there, and look at this all around. Some mountains there. You've got looking over to Mull, I think it's about there, and then yeah, behind, just in the twilight, we've got all the Highlands up to the north, up towards Fort William. So yeah, really stunning scenery all around. I'm gonna go and sit down and yeah, see what this rest of the sunset's got to offer. Oh, there's a bike, that's random.